So last month, my neighbor Dave decided to get into smart home tech, but not in the usual way. Instead of a video doorbell or a talking thermostat, he proudly announced at our weekly barbecue that he'd built the world's first Wi-Fi-enabled birdhouse. According to Dave, it had a 4K camera, motion sensors, and even a tiny heated perch for those chilly mornings. Naturally, we all thought he'd just found another way to avoid mowing his lawn, until he texted me a link to the live stream, titled Feathered Friends Uncensored. At first, it was kind of wholesome. We watched a couple of robins poking around, a blue jay checking out the real estate, and a cardinal who seemed to know exactly where the camera was. But then things got weird. Suddenly, the stream was hijacked by an unlikely cast, Squirrels. Not just any squirrels, either. These guys were organized. They started appearing on the feed daily, hauling acorns into the birdhouse like it was their personal storage unit. One of them, whom my kids named Chunk Norris, even dragged a whole slice of pizza in there. Dave was both horrified and impressed. By week 2, the squirrels had set up what could only be described as an acorn pyramid, and I'm pretty sure I saw a tiny whiteboard with Q2 stash goals written on it. The chat exploded with people demanding more squirrel content, and soon, Dave's birdhouse was trending. At one point, I caught my own dog watching the stream, tail wagging in anticipation, which honestly raised more questions than answers. The squirrels even started interacting with the camera, knocking on it whenever the food bowl was empty, and at one point, they seemed to be voting on which acorn to eat next. Eventually, Dave tried to reclaim his birdhouse by installing a "No Squirrels Allowed" sign, but the next day, the sign was chewed in half and replaced with a QR code linking to the squirrels' PayPal. That's when we realized, this wasn't just some nutty prank. The squirrels had gone fully digital. They weren't just storing acorns, they were live streaming their entire stash. And if you ask me, when the wildlife starts running a side hustle from your Wi-Fi, you know it's time to change your password, preferably to something less obvious than Acorn 123.